I'm Natasha. It is Saturday, November 2nd. How did we get to November? But Saturdays mean on Saturdays I sew. So this morning, and hopefully you've already seen a little footage, I have been trying to recreate my Hanukkah Dreidel bunting. I say recreate because I started making Hanukkah Dreidel bunting 2 years ago, and I made a pattern, and I've made lots and lots and lots of bunting over the last 2 years with this pattern, and now I've lost the pattern. I have no idea where it's gone to. I've looked high and low, but it's November 2nd, and the craft fairs start in 3 weeks, and I only have about 10 pieces of bunting, Hanukkah Dreidel bunting, currently in stock, and I'd like to create more. If you've been around for a while, thank you for returning. If you're new here, thank you for stopping by. And let me show you what Hanukkah Dreidel bunting looks like. So here's an example of Hanukkah Dreidel bunting. Now this year, I'm thinking I'm not going to add the numbers. I'm just going to have plain bunting. The ones that have numbers on them already, excellent. They can sell or they won't sell if someone likes them. But moving forward, I've decided I'm no longer putting the numbers on. There's going to be 8 dreidels for 8 nights of Hanukkah. And I'm just going to imagine that people can count. That's all there is. I originally added the numbers because I thought it was a good cue for kids, because I initially thought people would be using the bunting for children. What I've learned over the last 2 years is people like the bunting, regardless of whether there's children in the house or not. They think it's a wonderful Hanukkah decoration. Some people use the pockets, some people don't. So as I'm now trying to recreate the pattern, I'm also changing it a bit as far as how I make it. So this bunting was created with separate pattern pieces. So this was a pattern piece, this was a pattern piece, and you can see the part of the stick was all part of this. It came up and over, and this was the end, see? And it just tucked in, and I sewed it around. And then I sewed on a separate pocket. It's not a bad way to do it, but it's maybe not the most time efficient way. And since I lost the pattern anyways, and I have to recreate the pattern, which I created in the first place, I am at liberty to make as many changes as I want. So I came upon an idea that I would take these fat quarters that I had purchased during my shop hop, and hopefully, if you're watching this on the weekend of November 2nd and 3rd, hopefully you're also going to be seeing this weekend my shop hop video, which is very long. It's a very long video. I've been editing, and I'm having a hard time cutting it down because I had so much to say, and I wanted to include all the driving around footage. So anyways, the shop hop, the New England shop hop, which ran from September to October 31st, so it just ended. I only completed my region, which is the southwest region of New England. I'm in Connecticut. And I sent in my entry form yesterday, or my passport yesterday, to be eligible for whatever drawings there are. Who knows if I'll win anything, but I had a lot of fun participating and collecting my stamps and my passport. So I sent it off. Anyways, along the shop hop, when I was going into shops, I was always trying to purchase things so I could support every shop. And one shop had a lot of cute Hanukkah fabric, but it was already pre-cut into fat quarters. But they were on sale, so it was an excellent price. And I found this pattern in 3 fat quarters. So I'm like, how can I cut this the most efficiently? So what you should have seen is that I kind of did a little sandwich here, like this. So when I sewed around my pattern that I recreated, it turned out into this. And then I just had to add in the spinner top part. So now I have to decide if I like this shape, how it compares to the original. It's a little wider, so that's easy. I could narrow it. You can see that it's a little wider. And the pocket is not as deep. You see the pocket comes almost all the way to the top here, and it's quite a bit down. I'm obviously committing to this fabric to be exactly this pattern, but as I'm making them, I'm going to be thinking about what if I folded my fat quarter in the other direction instead of folding it like where it's most wide, making it most skinny. What if I started at the skinny part and went down? Could I still get a number of pieces that I need? Because obviously I need 8. I think, because I made 1 and I have this much fabric left in that 1 fat quarter, it looks like I could make 3 more, right? So I think I can make 3 more out of 1 fat quarter, which means I would only need 2 fat quarters to make an entire banner. Originally, when I made these dreidel banners, I would use about a ½ yard of fabric. 2 fat quarters is a ½ yard of fabric. So that makes sense. I'm using the same amount of fabric, but I'm using it differently. Since I was buying fat quarters and I wasn't sure if having that ½ yard of fabric already cut in half, essentially, I wasn't sure if that was going to prevent me from making all 8. I just wasn't positive. In my head, I said, since they're so inexpensive, let's buy 3 fat quarters of each fabric to be careful. So I know I can use at least 2 fat quarters to make this design. If I change it, maybe I make it a little bit less wide. Maybe I turn the fabric, instead of it being folded this way, it's folded same shape, but, starting it at this end. Does that make sense? So I'm going to play with it. This is the selvage edge here. So that's why I say it was used at the widest point of the fat quarter is how I folded it. But it gave me not as deep of a pocket. Usually when people put things in here anyways, it's usually like a note or a little cash or a gift card. So I don't have any gift card sized items around me at present, so I can't test it out, but I will go looking and I will test it out and I will see, and I will finish making the rest of the bunting out of this pattern. So I'll let you watch me do that. Maybe I'll even turn the camera towards the sewing machine. I've had it just at the cutting mat this morning. I haven't turned it just because I'm lazy. That's it. And that'll be my Saturday I sew. And I'm also doing other videos this month. I am doing daily makes. So every day in the month of September, wow. Every day in the month of November, I am showing you a small portion of the things I'm making. So maybe this footage will get used doubly, or maybe I'll make something else today. So you're gonna have to check out that video too. So if you see 2 videos from me today, sorry, it happens, but it is Saturday I sew, and I am sewing. So if this also becomes footage for my daily makes, then you don't have to watch the daily makes, but you'll know from the thumbnail of the daily makes if I chose to do this as my daily makes or if I make something else for my daily makes. I don't know what it'll be. Thanks for being here. Have a great day. like 2 hours later, and I finished the dreidel banner or bunting, depending on how you like to call it. And one piece came out crooked, so I had to make a 9th dreidel to replace this dreidel, because that's unacceptable. Look at that. That's just silly. But it is actually faster to cut and make a new one. But luckily I had a third piece, rather a third fat quarter of fabric from which to draw from. And I will use the rest of that fat quarter somewhere along the way this month. So don't give up. But this bunting is done. Ta-da! So that's it backwards without the pockets. Turn it around and it has pockets. I think I'm actually really happy with how these came out. I am going to adjust the pattern slightly because I just created this pattern today. I am going to adjust it slightly to make it a little bit more narrow, taking at least 1/8 of an inch off each side. That's a total of 1/4 of an inch more narrow. I don't know if it'll be more than that or less than that, but I am going to make the dreidel completely a little bit more narrow because I think it'll just be, it's more in the look I want it to be. But I think this one came out lovely, and it's going to make a great addition to someone's home. I hope someone loves it. Let's see, what can I say? Oh, I've decided I'm going to use the footage from making this morning as my daily makes. So for November 2nd, my daily makes video is going to be this. That doesn't mean I'm done making things today. It just means that I don't know what else I'm making. I'm going to be busy and I may not have time to video more. So why do double the work? This is on Saturdays I sew. I did sewing, and hopefully you like my channel. Please like my channel. Please subscribe. And in November, I'm doing daily makes. So you don't have to watch November 2nd and on Saturdays I sew, because they're going to be exactly the same. But I hope you watch the other ones. Yesterday, I did something with my heat press on November 1st for my daily makes. So you can go check out that. Who knows what I'm going to make tomorrow? It's a surprise. It's a surprise to me too, because I haven't planned it out yet. And thank you for being here. Thank you for just watching. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you for making it to the end of the video. If you could like, subscribe, tell your friends, that would help my channel. I have a very small channel. I would love to grow it. I really love making these videos, and I would just love to see them out there in the world for others as well. But thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.